And good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday. It's Jason Mann with Jim Check. Your weather forecast coming up shortly, as well. Check on the roads and your morning headlines now. Starting things off, Rutland, it's proved, is going to be getting a new gas station, gas bar on Hollywood Road.
There you go. At 546 Hollywood Road South, currently the home to businesses like the Hollywood Market and Selah and Sabor. The gas bar will include 2 fuel pumps and 2 electric vehicle charging stations. And then a couple of the councillors had some comments there. Luke Stack said he didn't want any more gas stations unless they had electric chargers in them, so that's why he supported it. And the same thing from Councillor Wooldridge. He said the same thing, that he wouldn't support any more gas stations without electrical charging stations. And then Mayor Tom Dias also said that he's all for the charging stations. So as you can see, Kelowna City Council seems to be very much in support of charging stations along with the gas stations. So I don't know. This Canco station will join 2 other Canco franchises at the corner of Hollywood Road and Highway 33, and at the top of the hill, at the intersection of 33 and Rutland Road. That Canco franchise just keeps expanding, right? Like we're seeing that. They must have a really ambitious plan to kind of convert a lot of people into this Canco thing. There's one in McCullough Station there too, right?
Yeah.
Across the road from McCullough. They were different stations. I don't know if they get more buying power that way or.
I think they do. And, the C-store, or the convenience part of it is also fairly lucrative too.
There's one in Greenwood as well.
Yeah.
Canco. I mean, they're all over the place. They started just a little while ago too. They seem to be spreading like.
It reminds me of Turbo, and there's another one in Alberta that took off pretty big.
Turbo and the Red Rooster, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, 3 months ago, it was announced that Kelowna would be home to 120 tiny homes for people experiencing homelessness, and the structures are finally arriving at the first 2 locations.
Yeah, Kent and Nick went out there, and they got some video, and they talked to the mayor. I'm waiting for Nick can run that video for us here.
It was just over 3 months ago that Housing Minister Ravi Kahlon came to Kelowna to announce that tiny homes would be placed, 60 of them in each of 2 locations in Kelowna to help deal with our homelessness problem. Finally, they're being put in place. It'll be happening this week with people expected to move in next month.
I think we're very grateful that the homes are on their way and being, put in place now. Today they will be put in place. They'll be put in place tomorrow. They should all be up by Wednesday. They're then going to look at connecting the electrical to them. So all the electrical will be connected, and that'll be probably about another week or so. So by mid next week, all the electrical will be done. There's 1 or 2 little issues with water supply to the kitchen areas and some of the water, but the bathrooms are all ready to go. So everything will be set and ready to go by mid next week.
And there you go. That's our report from Kent, Nick, and a little inside tour of one of the tiny homes there. Kelowna Council supporting an extension of e-scooters, e-bikes, and the like until 2028.
We talked about this a little while ago, and it looks like they've formalized it. Looks like those e-scooters and e-bikes will be, it depends how you look at it, available for use or cluttering the sidewalks.
Now they've sort of tried to make some new rules.
Yeah, I think downtown there's going to be designated parking spaces, and hopefully not in the lake, as some of them have been in there. Yeah. The program was introduced in 2021. Over 1 million trips have been made, and the service is expended to cover about 70% of the city. In 2023, Lime introduced the addition of e-scooters to the UBCO campus, resulted over 89,000 trips being made, accounting for about 15% of the total. Ridership, Rutland, 400% increase in Rutland in 2023. And ridership obviously highest in tourist season for accounting for 1/4 of the transit ridership. So, I mean, they're a great option for tourists to get around. Be careful of them in the summertime, though, because they tend to zip all over the place.
And Kelowna's Pink Shirt Day breakfast will be returning to the Laurel Packing House on Wednesday, February 28th. And promised to be a great time, but also raising awareness for a great cause.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Okanagan will be the ones hosting it, and the breakfast will take place from 7 to 9:30 a.m. It's a fundraising event touted as celebration of kindness, support programs like to foster empathy, inclusion, provide relationships for children, youth, and families. God knows we need a lot more of that. So you can get your tickets for Pink Shirt Day breakfast, February 28th. By clicking the link on KelownaNow.com Anyone who can attend can also contribute a donation. Pink Shirt Day is a global movement which originated in Canada, aimed at standing up against bullying and creating a safer, more inclusive world. We'll be wearing pink shirts
Christy
on
Clark
that day,
was
right?
behind this a little bit. I can't remember if that's factual or not, but I know she was a big supporter. But I think maybe
I
was.
think most politicians likely would. It's a simple thing to get behind.
Yeah, I think she might have been a bit of a person who helped to organize it or something. But anyways, West Kelowna City staff don't support roundabouts on Shannon Lake Road. It's going to be getting an update there in the Shannon Lake Road Active Transportation Corridor. But the project was endorsed in late November.
Yeah, so they're coming to, they're going through it. There's, I think, if you pull up there you go. They have some in Edmonton that are actually 2 lanes, and those are the ones that people can't figure out. They're just driving around and around and around and around.
We've got one in Sexsmith like that too.
People get lost in there. Right? It's quite a big difference between the cost of that. So it adds about $1.5 million to put the roundabout in. So, or just having a regular intersection. So when you have roads on an angle like that, it tends to be easier to have roundabouts because I think sometimes people get confused, right? Anyway, round we go.
And this is shocking. Nearly 200 drivers were issued tickets for driving without insurance in Eastern BC just last month alone.
Yeah, they doled out $105,000 in fines from December 1st to January 11th. BC Highway Patrol issued 177 drivers for Operation Insurance between December 1 and January 11. That's all in the Kootenay. So each driver got a ticket totaling $598. So then here's the top 10 excuses. I forgot. I don't have a decal. My insurance is paid automatically, so I didn't think I needed to renew. It's my mom's car, my dad's car, my friend's car, and it's their job to do it. This is a company vehicle. It is insured. I just don't have the documents. Okay. I canceled the credit card that was making the Prius. I know I don't have insurance, but I need to go somewhere. There you go.
Well, that one seemed honest.
There you go. Drivers are reminded that they need to keep the documents in their vehicle, or they could face an $81 fine, even if you do have insurance and don't happen to have it on you. So.
Well, just a reminder to like and subscribe if you find the content we're creating on YouTube and X valuable. BC nurse was suspended for inappropriate sexual relationship with a vulnerable patient.
Suspended for having an inappropriate intimate relationship with a vulnerable patient. The RN, registered practical nurse, was diagnosed with a disability that had a casual relationship to the misconduct, according to the BC of Colleges and Midwives. The nurse's name, sex, and place of work have all been withheld, accordance with the Health Professions Act. It occurred between October 21 to June 22, so it went on for quite a while. Few details have been provided by the regulator. The patient's vulnerability was unspecified. As a consequence of the behavior, the nurse has agreed to a 1-year suspension.
Oh. And BC police officers' punishment for predatory advances toward a female employee employees, yes, sorry, plural, to be reviewed.
So the BC's police complaint commissioner has ordered a review of the discipline handed out to an officer over sexual misconduct claims, saying the punishment didn't fit the seriousness of the sexual allegations that were predatory in nature. A notice of the review issued by the commissioner concerns an unnamed U.S. Minister police sergeant who was in a supervisory role when he allegedly made advances towards female employees of the department. The matter was investigated by the Vancouver Police Department, which found the officer committed 2 incidences of discreditable conduct. The recommended punishment was a reduction in rank. Okay.
Accountability seems hard to find.
The commissioner has ordered a review by a retired former chief judge of BC, so we'll see what comes out of that.
Well, 3 dead are
tragic.
Well,
tragic news.
Tragic after a helicopter crash near Terrace.
Yeah, and this is Northscape heli-skiing. So when you're off on your little vacation or little getaway, that's kind of tragic that kind of happens. That's based in Terrace. They confirmed deaths in a news release that did not say how many people were involved in the crash near the city. BC Emergency Health Service said it was notified Monday afternoon about the crash, and 3 air and 5 ground ambulances were dispatched. Paramedics treated 4 patients. They were transported to Terrace's Mills Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Really sad news. So
Tough.
Sad.
And as you can imagine, thousands of people affected by the 48-hour strike.
Like 300,000.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
And that is the 180 unionized transit supervisors that are picketing, and then a lot of other supportive unions are not crossing the picket line. So both sides blamed each other, with the CEO of Regional Transit Authority TransLink saying the union's demands are unreasonable, while the union spokesman accused Coast Mountain of trying to bully them. So it sounds like they're a long ways apart. I think they're asking for a 25% increase over a few years. Meanwhile, many people in Vancouver area are having a tough time getting to work.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we've got a photobomb for you. Frigid and fantastic Frost Fest debuts.
That's from our photojournalist in Penticton who likes to go out there. And you need to go to Kelowna, or Penticton Now or KelownaNow.com. And you can see, again, Gord loves to take the pictures. So there's, I don't know, literally like 20 or 30 photos there that you can enjoy from the...
Pretty cool.
From the event.
Some great shots.
Some
neat
great
event.
Photos, yeah. There you go.
And speaking of alpine events, Big White reports 10 centimeters of fresh snow with unlimited visibility. And that brings their weekly total up to about 60 centimeters of snow, and the base now at 162. So
that's a pretty healthy base.
Yeah, it's
right?
good. It's probably, now it really is the best skiing of the year.
Do you want to do weather first, or do you want to do some of these other things?
Well, let's hear about the WWE.
Well, the WWE made big news Monday night. Raw is ditching the cable channels and going to Netflix in a $5 billion deal. $5 billion. That's over 10 years, though, right? So it's only like half a billion a year. But obviously, WWE must still be a big draw. Is that Nick used to watch a lot of that? Is that still a big draw for people? So there you go. Obviously, Netflix thinks so. I think Netflix is going to go after, from what I listened to the call, I think they're going to go after a lot of sporting events too. So I think cable is slipping more and more as more people don't even have cable in their homes anymore, right? So a lot of the cable outlets to stay relevant are likely going to be looking to do, as we're doing, find channels on YouTube, X, and so on and so forth. But there is, like on your smart TV, lots of times you can find apps that support some of those channels that used to be on cable alone.
And, well, there's some more news around the Meta and governmental conflict, I guess you might call it.
Yeah, so this is kind of a worldwide thing with Meta. I mean, in Canada, it's probably the worst example of it, where we're not allowed to use our Meta. But I guess Facebook is saying, it doesn't really matter to us anyway, because Facebook accounted for, like, we look at it, Facebook accounted for 33% of all its traffic sent to news sites and social media platforms in 2023. That's down from 50% in 2022. And Chartbeat found for overall referred traffic, including search engines like Google, Facebook's chunk half to 6 from 12 over the same period. So they're saying they don't drive that much from their news anyway. So people aren't really looking at it. I don't know. So there you go. Facebook is saying we don't need news.
Certainly, yeah.
They got lots of other garbage content. I didn't say that. There you go.
And Tesla has adjusted its supercharger pricing in Canada, lowering prices at most stations across Canada this week.
That's one thing about Tesla. They tend to lower prices on their cars, lower prices on their charging stations, and they are rolling out more charging stations and all that too, right? So you're going to find at the supercharger stations that the prices vary across Canada, but some of them as low as 13 cents a kilowatt hour here in good old British Columbia. So there you go.
And then did we have a YouTube video we were going to...
Yeah, we're going to see if we can play this YouTube video, and then you can listen to the words and then see what you hear.
Next morning, Marika Walsh with the Globe and Mail. You just laid out the tough economic times that Canadians are facing. You say you're seized with the issue. Did you consider that backdrop when you decided to take an $80,000 free vacation?
As many Canadians did, I stayed with friends over the holidays.
Many Canadians don't have access to a $90,000 free vacation. So can you just explain a bit more the thinking as to why you take these vacations and how you think Canadians receive them?
Like many Canadians did, I stayed with family friends over the holidays.
Next question.
You see his handler moved them on really quickly. I mean, you heard what he said, but what did you really hear? I guess that's the question we'll pose to our listeners. What did you hear in that response? There you go. Do you think that's a fair response, or what do you think that is? Like, even when you're taking, and I guess there is
Sounds like a non-response.
there's an ethics commission that's being held on that too, whether or not that's even ethical. Anyway, you want to do the weather?
Oh, yeah, sure. Quick check on our forecast for ATB Wealth. Realize your vision of wealth at atb.com/wealth Kelowna. We have a chance of showers today. Might even have a chance at some sunshine if we're lucky, with a high of 4 degrees. We'll get down to around 0 overnight. Take a quick look out the window and around the province. There we go. We got a cloudy, foggy, wet start to the day there. And check some of the area roads as well. There you go. That is the Coquihalla. As you can tell, there's more snow than wet up there. This is on the way to Vernon at the Calmelka Summit, so it is just wet on the area roads, even some of the higher ones. And this is headed to Calgary, which is also in a little better shape than heading to the coast. So, but in any event, you want to keep your eyes on those highways.
Get winter tires,
All that.
little emergency kit, all those things that we keep saying over and over again. Winter tires. Number one. I watched a little video there the other day, again with a Tesla, stopping distances with a car with winter tires and summer tires. It's almost double the stopping distance with summer tires versus winter tires. So winter tires play a huge role in traction and stopping ability as well.
Yeah. And our forecast as we look a little further out towards the weekend, showers tomorrow and
it's nice,
3,
actually, though.
very mild. Sun and cloud expected for Thursday and Friday. Maybe some showers developing Friday night. Cloudy mostly on Saturday, and again, some nighttime showers. But we could get up to high as warm as 6 degrees on Saturday.
Which would probably get rid of most of the snow in the Kelowna, down in the valley floor, and maybe open a golf course.
That'd be the shortest golf course closure in history, I'm sure.
Yeah, so yeah, they're gonna play some snow golf. So I think I don't know if we have any live streams today. I have to check the schedule, but we'll be back at 4:00.
And until then, you can always keep up to date with the latest news at KelownaNow.com and subscribe to our daily newsletter as well. It's free of charge and gets you the news sent to your email inbox by 7 a.m. every day. Until 4, have a great one.
Stay safe, stay warm.
Yeah.